Okay, hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Laura. I am Joel and Steph's assistant. I've been with them for almost 10 years. Can't believe it's almost been 10 years. Um, and then before that, I worked for corporate, so I've been around the business quite a bit. Steph and Joel unfortunately got stuck at their nephew's birthday dinner. It ran a little long, so I am here to step in for Millionaire School tonight. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Molly. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Molly. I'm going to spotlight your video here. And then just go ahead and tell me a little bit about your story and how you long benefit works, that kind of thing.
Hi, so I'm Molly. I am a stay-at-home mama, but multi-passionate. I do a lot of different things. My husband always jokes that I quit my one job to do five other things. But I just love being able to stay at home with my daughter. We're expecting our second child. I'm from Ohio, and I joined It Works actually. It would be about a year ago, or no, a year and a half ago. Um, I was with It Works for about 6 months, and then decided to leave. Like there have been a lot of people, and to follow my old leader to a different company. And enough about that is the fact I am back. This is home. And it's been so proven to be home. Ever since I came back, it's felt like just the right decision. I've never once second guessed it. So I am so thankful to be back. Just before I had left, I had promoted to Emerald. So that's what we're working back to. So I joined back in February, and like the last couple days of February. So last month was my first full month. I promoted to Ruby. We're working towards Emerald, and we're only one order and one distributor from the success bonus. So I am just so thankful for just how it's taken off this time and what it took me 6 months to do. It's just been amazing with all the compensation, like enhancements and everything, what I've been able to do just in 1 month.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's been like super fast. I love it. And like you said, with all the extra enhancements, like it's just so easy now. The money is just so compoundable. I know you've been pretty consistent with enrolling. So just tell us a little bit of like what's your secret? What's your day look like? What's your schedule? What makes sure that you're consistently working your business and consistently enrolling?
So right now I have a almost 2-year-old, so my day looks very different every day. But what is most important and I've set as a priority daily is to be consistent and to not have an excuse or not make that an excuse for being able to work my business. So I find the little pockets of time whenever I can to work my business. And it's these simple tasks. I know it seems like so small and unimportant at times, but it is so crucial and so important to do the simple task that Stephanie posts every day. You're messaging with people, your host to post messaging, your reach outs, you're posting, like staying consistent with that, interacting with people. That is where I've seen the absolute most success is staying consistent in those daily tasks because I can tell a difference the days that I don't do it. There is a massive difference in the days that I do because it blows me away how much response I get on the days that I stay consistent.
Is there like any certain like, okay, these are the tasks I have to get done every single day? Like, do you have like a 5 or a 10 list, or is it just kind of like the daily tasks we do in our group page, or is there anything specific you make sure you do?
Yeah, so it's the daily tasks that I do that Stephanie posts on the group page, and I just prioritize them by what I find is working for me now. I know you have to be pretty flexible because there are some things that worked even last week that aren't working this week. And just remaining flexible to those daily tasks and prioritize what's been working. So I prioritize those happy birthday messages because that gets me interacting with people that I probably haven't talked to in a really long time or at all. And then that has me pop up on their timeline too as well. Getting all of those reach out messages. If you don't reach out, they may not even know that you're there. especially if you have thousands of friends, they have thousands of friends. They're not seeing all of their friends on their page. So if you don't reach out to them, they may not even know that you exist or the products you have exist. So sticking with those reach out messages and not being afraid of no's, because no's come. I get no's every day, all the time. And it's just like, okay, no worries. Let me know if you change your mind. And then eventually some of those people pop back up and realize that they do want that. But staying consistent with the reach out messages, staying consistent with the host to post messages. I've been really focusing on host to post just simply for distributors because I'm trying to build my team right now as I'm starting. So I use host to post for solely distributors right now because I'm getting a lot of LCs on my own.
Is there any certain script you use to reach out, or for follow-ups, or are you just
Yes.
kind of
I
a
will drop it
non-script
in.
person?
So for just a general like initial reach out to someone, I'll put this in the chat. This is what I have found the most success on. But I think it's so important to also make it very personal to the person that you're talking to. So I don't just generically say, hey, and then go into that. I'll say something about, I'll go scroll through their page if I don't see their stuff often and see like, oh, I saw your son won his baseball game yesterday or something like that. Just finding something personal to relate to them on, or if it's someone you haven't talked to in a while, how are you doing? Genuinely ask how people are doing and act like you care. Don't just bypass it and move on to the products, because people want to know that you're a real person and you're not just trying to spam them, because there's plenty of people in the world doing that already.
Oh, 100%. Even just something as simple as using their name, like that's so, it takes an extra 2 seconds, but it can make all the difference. And I love that you're just being authentic and like looking and creating those relationships, because that's so important. Like you said, there's enough people in the world to spam and do all that stuff. We need to make sure we're being genuine. So I see in the chat here, Katie Page says you're the LC queen. So I know you said you're not using host to post for LCs, you're just sticking with distributor host to post. So what's working for you loyal customer wise, or preferred members? That's going to take me forever to change.
Right. So customers wise, what is working for me is staying consistent on my posting. So I've ran social media for multiple different businesses before, so I'm pretty familiar with what works on social media, but also it's ever changing. So I really focus on the times of day that I notice I get the most interaction. So I notice I get a lot of interaction in morning times for me personally, and I get a lot of interaction at evening times. So I try to focus my product posts at those times, and then do like my sometimes like life posts. So it's not just a continual feed of product posts on my page. I'll do like life posts throughout just random other times of the day, but I really try to target those product posts for my most interactive times on my page. So I do that, as well as I have people that I know personally on products. So I'm pregnant right now, so I can't be on the slimming system. I'm going to be on the slimming system when I'm not pregnant because it's amazing. And I wish that it was around when I had my first. But I have my husband on the products, and because I want someone I am personally close to. Yeah, Katie, another baby topping. So I have my husband on the products. My mom is also on the products because it's so important to have those direct relationships with people. So it's not just you selling something you don't know anything about or you don't have any experience with, because that's been such a huge thing in my conversations with people to really lock in those customers, is sharing the personal people that they know and that I know who are having such success with the products, because they can see pictures of people they don't know all of the time. But if they know someone personally that has success with it, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love that you're sharing, your customers and, like you said, your husband, and making it personal. I think that's so huge. We know we see all these before and after photos out there, and they're great. And a lot of times you do know the person. You're like, hey, that's my sideline, or hey, that's my friend. But even if maybe you don't know that person, say, hey, this is my friend, Brittany or my friend so-and-so, because then it looks like you know this person. So again, just being very personal and being authentic is so huge. And I love how you said posting at certain times is so important, and kind of play around with that some, see what works best for you, because you may have a huge group who's on at lunchtime. You just kind of have to play around and figure out what works best for you. And eventually you'll figure out your own system. So you said we're pushing Emerald, which let's go. Let's get that Emerald bonus. What system do you use? Are you like get the chart out, keep that full or keep that handy, or are you just focusing on like finishing your 4-in-1s, or what's your system when you're pushing for a big promotion?
So what I like about how the compensation plan is a little bit different from when I was in before is you could run for those 4-in-1s and your promotional bonuses at the same time, which has been amazing because it's not the mind game anymore. So I love being able to push for each, because if you're getting those 4-in-1s, you're pushing your volume up for your like for your emerald, your ruby bonuses, any of your rank ups. So I use the charts. I either print them out, which I'm not the greatest about using my printed out ones, but I take a screenshot of them and I keep them in my pictures, and then I just go in and fill in on my phone. And that's the best because I always have my phone on me, so I can always go in and check. And I make it just a priority to check daily, so you know where your business is going. If you're not checking on your business and you're not checking to see if you had customers cancel or customers that you had declines on or anything like that, you don't know that it's happening. And then that's how you get a check the next month and you're like, well, what happened? It's just really important to keep those charts, however that works for you. If it's just keeping notes for yourself, keeping a picture on your phone and editing them, or the paper pencil aspect, just paying attention to your business, paying attention to your volume, so you know before it's the end of the month where you need to fill in those gaps, and then you push really hard at the beginning, not just at the end.
That's so important. I love that you said that you have to push just as hard at the beginning of the month as you do at the end of the month. It is a full 30 days, 31-day cycle. And I mean, you can push hard at the end of the month, but you need to make sure you're doing it throughout the whole month. Otherwise, your business is going to suffer at the beginning of the month.
Right.
So we talked about host post a little bit. Let's jump back into that. You said you're using a distributor host to post. Is that how you're growing your network too? Is there a certain like distributor host to post that's working best for you? Just kind of explain that. How are you getting host to post up? Just give us your kind of host to post rundown.
So how I just go through and message people is I'm literally going from A to Z on my friends list, and starting from there. So I make sure I don't miss anyone. To me, it just makes the most sense for my brain. So I'm not jumping around and I'm already sending messages to people I've sent before and I have to go back and forth, because to me, that's just the simplest. So I started at A and I send as many out as I can in a 10-minute, 15-minute amount of time, send them out every day. Just make sure you're not sending too many out so you don't get blocked on Facebook, because if that's how you're talking to people, then you want that outlet to be open and you not be blocked on it. So just being very strategic when you're sending those out, sending them to 15, 20 people at a time. And I just go A to Z, message everyone. I get a lot of no responses, a lot of no thanks, but I just focus on the ones that are yeses. And a lot of times those actually turn into, oh, can you tell me about the business? Or, oh, can you tell me about the products as well? Because they want to know about something that they're posting about, which has turned into customers as well. And even distributor conversations as well. I have a lot of PDTs from just people who have posted a host to post for me. But host to post is kind of one of those things for me that I'm still trying to find what clicks. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. Some people can really run with host to post, and that's amazing. But I'm finding that it's really helpful for me just in the distributors aspects, because I want to be able to get in more conversations with people about the business, eventually about the products as well. So that's getting me into more conversations than I would if I didn't do them. So You asked if I sent a specific message. I just say like, hey, we're giving away $500 April 2nd or whatever. Would you like to enter in on that? And you just have to throw up a quick post for me. And if they say yes, I give them the post. It's the one that's like my friend Molly is looking for. I'll have to find it and send it in the chat, but it's the one that's like my friend Molly's looking for work people to join her work from home business. And I get a lot of comments and a lot of conversations. Again, there's a lot of no's, but you focus on the yeses because there are people who are willing and they want to know more and they've not heard of anything like this. And this business really for only $99 can really change people's lives.
It really can. Like you said, $99 is, a life changer. And there is going to be a lot of no's, but you also mentioned you're growing your network at the same time. And maybe that person who says no to the business is now going to see a post that you put up about the product. And they're going to be like, hey, you know what? I need to lose weight. Or, hey, I want to grow my hair out. Something simple. And now you have a potential customer because you grew your network. You did the host to post. I get it. Host to post can be so frustrating at times. There are some days where it's like, why can I not get one host to post up? But I promise everybody, trust the process. It is worth it. You will have success with it if you just stick with it and are consistent. Like push for those 5 to 10 a day and you'll be amazed with what happens with your business. What about, do you do any like TikTok reels, anything like that? Or are we just kind of strictly?
So I was very sick pregnant up until like last couple weeks. And we are moving. So my house is a disaster right now. This corner is like the only thing that doesn't look like a hot mess express. So I have been we've had a lot of changes in our life. So I've been focused on what I can get done that's very much income producing for me. And that's not been on the task list lately. I got really burnt out with my former company on Reels 24/7. And that was just something I was going to put to the side for now and focus on what's working. And I will pick it up eventually, but I want it to be fun again too.
No, I love that you are 100% like focused on, what's working for you. And even though you have 100 billion things going on right now, you're still making sure you prioritize your business and getting things done and are promoting. So I just love that because that just goes to show anybody, like you may have a full-time job and you have kids and you have everything else, but guess what? You can still work this business. It doesn't need to take up your whole day. I just love that. And you are a prime example of that. If you had to say, because I always like to ask this when I get on and do this, how long would you say, like, does your daily task list take you every day? Like if you just sit down and do it, how long do you think it takes you?
Oh, probably only 30 minutes to an hour, to be quite
Awesome.
honest.
Like I love that. It just goes to show you don't have to take all day. Like if you just sit down and do it, don't scroll, you can have your daily tasks done and have income producing activities done within a half hour to 60 minutes every day. Is there anything else you wanted to add or anything else you wanted to share?
I like how you said the income producing. That's what my focus was going into this. I had a very kind of unhealthy work life aspect the first time I was with It Works. I just pushed 24/7 and that's all that I did. And it was definitely a conversation that my husband and I had sitting down before I decided to come back is you need to call me out if I get too consumed by it because our family comes first and family time comes first. And this is just supposed to be something to supplement our lives, which it has, and then some, even just in a month. But just prioritizing what is income producing. Don't waste the time scrolling. If you're going to be scrolling, make sure you're actually interacting because that's income producing, and doing the things that matter. So setting a timer if you need to. If we're one of those people that like mindlessly gets caught up in the scrolling, set a timer. And only do that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. But make sure you set specific guidelines for yourself. And we've had so much more success because I've been so focused this time around and focused on the things that matter, not just the constant work, but working on the things that matter. And then another thing that's really been helpful for me, and I can't believe I almost didn't say this, I've been doing the messenger parties. Messenger parties was something I was so intimidated by. I was like, how am I even going to do this? It just sounds like a lot of work. And that is not the case. Messenger parties are the easiest things ever. Once you do one and you just move along like past your nerves after the first one, they're so easy. So that has been something that's been a huge game changer for me. I did my first one. I had my mom host it with her friends. And then I do want to launch each of my new distributors. And then I also will do them with customers that I know are loving their products and having results, having them invite their friends to messenger parties. So a messenger party, people are asking what that is. You can have, oh, hi, Maggie. Maggie just joined It Works last week, so I'm really excited for her. But I did a messenger party for her last week, and what you do is it's kind of like what you would do like as an in-home, but it's all on Facebook Messenger, and you send all of the different scripts that we have. And if you contact your enroller or if you look on our page, I'm sure there's a board somewhere that you can use, and it's all right there in the boards. It leads you step by step through each message that you're going to send to people, and it takes them through all of the products that we have and different packs that we have in like 30 to 45 minutes. That's the only amount of time commitment. So it's amazing. And it really gets a lot of people interested because if they're invited by someone else and not necessarily a reach out message, they may be more apt to listen.
Yes, I love messenger parties too. It's my favorite way to launch new distributors. It gets their feet wet and it helps them learn about the product while you're also helping them get their first 4 in one. And yeah, messenger parties are where it's at. And like you said, 20 to 30 minutes, keep them short and sweet. They don't need to take long. Just knock them out. How I know you said like you launch new distributors with messenger parties, you ask customers, do you like message and ask for them, or like if somebody says no to a host a post, do you ask, or is it just kind of stick with customers and your new distributors?
So I've just been sticking with my current customers and my new distributors. I'll sometimes host one for myself and just invite some friends like on a Sunday night or something. If I have a free night that I want to just do something, try to get some more customers, pushing for a goal, something like that, I'll do that as well. But I really focus on my new distributors and then getting those customers who love their products, their friends in love with the same products.
Perfect. I love it. Yes, we have been launching all of our new distributors that way as well. So I am going to wrap it up here, try and keep this short and sweet. I know we all got things going on, but I just want to thank you for jumping on and sharing so much with us. If you want to, you can post that host a post you mentioned. You said you had to go find it in the team page later, and we'll make sure it gets to everybody. But again, thank you. I hope everybody has a great night. Keep pushing. Month end is here. Can't wait to see everybody's promotions. So I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you all next week.